I can't believe I see this movie. So I just got back from watching Beng versus Liang a crossover film that was based on two Malaysian Singaporean legend. Yeah, this was a Chinese film, a Chinese New Year film that released during the first day of Chinese New Year. And let me give my thoughts on this because I seen it, and there will be a little bit of spoilers when I'm actually going to this whole movie because, look, I really wanted you guys to not watch this movie because it was just it was not bad. It just sucks, okay? It just sucks. The whole movie just kind of sucks. So yeah, first and foremost, I think the movie itself is a bit cheesy, in my opinion. I love Jack Lim's acting in the movie. Like he did a good job playing his own character. That was the same as his original films that he did star in. Liang Popo doesn't have much of a screen time. He doesn't do much. So I don't really have to say anything about Jack Neil's acting because he doesn't appear much. He was just a sidekick, just like Robin from the Batman movie. So yeah, and the movie also got like influences, celebrities from like Malaysian, Singaporean movie, and also some other stuff going on. Okay, that I think that's pretty much it. Let's just talk how this movie actually starts. So the movie is about like the differences between like being a Malaysian and also a Singaporean, and we have Jack Lim's character as Beng and Liang Popo to settle all of this. They had these two trying to figure out how to actually unite themselves as like a single country, I guess. So they really trying to work things great as soon as possible because Malaysia and Singapore, we are friends, okay? Like it's not like there were a lot of differences between us. Like sure, we have the food culture was different, and also the things that we see were different, but we are literally the exact same people. I think the message kind of conveys that. And also there was this whole like kidnapping scene that actually in this movie because they really trying to figure out what they can do with this whole family oriented movie. Is it just me, or I do think that the reason why they actually wrote this whole thing into this movie just because Disney actually pull out their own gangster movie that actually did just as well as Liang Popo versus Beng. I don't know, man. I think they were just being salty about them being number one in the box office, and they just want to do the same thing. Yeah, because the film also features like the gangster mafia scheme going on, and there was also the dad, like of like a mafia who is trying to save his son, and they trying to kidnap Beng's daughter to actually sell her lungs or even their heart to the son of the dad because the son was actually in a devastating state. And it was just kind of weird though. Like the whole movie felt like a rehash of most of the movies that I've seen that it was about Jack Neo. Like I seen like Heizi Buba, I seen Ah Boys to Men, I've seen Money Not Enough Tree, and let me tell you, the ending of the movie felt exactly the same as Money Not Enough Tree because both of these movies at the end is about like which bad characters or which villain character needs to sell their heart or even their lungs to somebody in order for their family members or even their relatives or even their daughters to live. It was the exact same fucking thing, man. Like they couldn't even think of something original. I mean, you can say that there were, like the Kwan family in this movie. There was also Lucas that was in this movie, in case if you don't know. And you can say that the original cast from like the original Beng films were also in there as well. So people could say that this shit was good. But no, I don't think these elements could work on my favor of this movie because I still think that it was pretty garbage. Yeah, maybe I was a little bit harsh on that, but still, it's just not a good movie, okay? Like it really felt like one of those like generic Singaporean or even Malaysian movies that I've seen from a long time ago. In my opinion, I think the films that were from Maestro that was directed by Qing Yuan is still considered the best for me because they had a story to tell, and the films that he directed were different. You know, every single film that he directed has different stories, and I really like that. It fits well as a Chinese movie. But for Ah Beng and Liang Po, I don't really think so, man. I just don't have I just don't have the feeling for this movie, and it was just like, it just doesn't really fit well. It just doesn't suit me the most. Like the comedy doesn't even stand out the most. So yeah, at the end of it, I think in conclusion, this movie just straight up like a 5 out of 10. Like it was a pretty solid movie, but I think the pacing is just really bad, and also the acting is pretty bland as well. It was not some of the people actually worked their best, but yeah, still the comedy did suck in this one. There wasn't anything to add into it, and yeah, um I can't believe I actually watched this movie over over Iron Lung. Like, bruh, I should have do that. Yeah, whatever. This movie is just not really work for me. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the movie review. So, see ya.